Hi Ed, my name is Philip. Nice to virtually meet you. I'm the host of the afternoon show at Fajn Radio. We play a lot of your music and we love it.
Thank you, man.
So I've heard your new single, Bad Habits, and it sounds amazing, but quite different from your previous stuff though. Can you tell us what was the process behind this change of sound? Did you do this, and by you, I mean you and Fred Gibson, who did awesome production for this. Were you intentionally heading towards modern kind of electronic sound, or did you get there during the process of songwriting and the overall production just by itself?
No, so I find that whenever I make an album, the sort of most different songs come at the end, because I basically finish the album, I hand the album in, and then I go in for like one more month of just trying out ideas and something. It's often the best songs come then because there's no pressure and I'm just trying out things. It's what happened with Shape of You, that came last. I'm a Mess and Thinking Out Loud came last. Sing as well, like, or just having no pressure. So the album is very much a me record, and the fans are going to like it. There's lots of songs that they'll like, but always with the first single, you need to come and do something a little bit different that people will. I wanted people to hear this song and not think it was me and be like, that's Ed. You know, I wanted them to be intrigued by it, because then they'll want to listen to the album because they'll know that there's interesting stuff on it. In
an interview for BBC Radio 1, you said that in your break time, you gave up pretty much all your bad habits. Is there any connection there with the new single? Is it something like goodbye to all the bad habits you used to have?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. When I wrote the song, it was about 6 months after I'd like stopped doing loads of bad habits, and it was more of a reflection back on it. But saying that, I feel like, I think a lot of my music is not necessarily what I'm going through at this time, and it's stuff that has happened months before or previously or years before, and some of it is written in the moment, and it's just emotions that I have to get out, basically.
I'm sorry, is that Pollock?
No, that's my that's my Afterglow cover. I call it Jackson Bollock.
It looks cool, man.
Yeah, thank you. I painted it. It's just house paint. I just splashed house paint.
Oh man, can I show you my painting?
Yeah, of course. Oh, sick. What's the concept?
The concept is that me and my band, we like to distract ourselves when we are in a studio. And this one time, our drummer, he had all these colors, and we were like just, painting stuff, and this happened.
Cool, is that a jellyfish or a mushroom?
It's a muffin, man.
A muffin man. That's fucking cool. I like that.
Okay, good. Moving on. How will Bad Habits sound like live? Will you play it with a looper as usual, or is it going to be a backtrack with the vocals?
No. Never ever backing track. Never. So I've got a loop pedal version that I've done, and I've got a band that I've been playing it with as well. So there's kind of two different versions. I think the loop pedal version will end up being the one that I play live because it's very energetic. It's and you build the beat bit by bit, and it sounds heavy. It's good.
Okay. Have you ever considered touring with a band? I know a question that's been asked probably a lot of times.
Yeah, I feel like to tour with a band, it has to be better than the show with a loop pedal. I'm not going to do a band just for the sake of it. But at the same time, I do feel like the next tour has to be a little bit different. And whether that's with a band or whether that's just different things that I can do in the show to make it a different show. But I feel like, I don't know, I'm constantly saying to myself, what I look at Coldplay and I look at U2 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm constantly saying to myself, what did they do? And actually at the core of it, they didn't change their lineup at all. It's always been 4 people, but the stages change, the sets change, the fucking fireworks change, like there's different things. So I'm 50-50 on bands at the moment, 50-50.
I would love to see you with a band.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch covers of your songs?
I watch them all the time. Sometimes when I have like crisis of confidence sometimes, and I kind of wonder whether people like me or whether my songs are good and stuff like that. And like, cause I don't necessarily rate the way that I sing my songs, but sometimes I'll see someone else sing them and I'll be like, fuck me, the voice sounds amazing on that. And yeah, so I do it sometimes.
A whole other perspective, right?
Yeah, and it makes me happy that, you know, because I used to be a kid that covered songs. So seeing kids now do the same thing but with my songs is like it's a really nice full circle moment, and yeah, I just find it very sweet.
Now I've got 3 music rumors, which I would like to confirm or deny. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
One of them is, I've once heard that in your early career days, you've been playing up to 5 gigs a night. Is that correct?
I've only ever played 5 gigs in a day, like 3 or 4 times, and it was during Multiply. The record label had this idea of being like, we'll do the Multiply shows. We'll start with 10 people, then 100 people, then 500 people, then 2,000. And like, I flew like, I went from Ipswich to London to Dublin, and then like Australia, and it fucking killed me. But I used to do every week, every Tuesday and every Thursday, I used to do three gigs a night. But they were like 20-minute sets in like 2009, 2010. But actual full gigs in Multiply, I did like 5 different days of like 5 gigs, and that's the only time I've done that.
When you were starting as a musician, you played a lot, probably. I've heard somewhere that you've been playing as much gigs as possible to get better.
Yeah, I feel like to be the best at anything, you need to put in the time and effort and practice, and also like accept that you're going to suck for the first bit. Yeah. Like you have to, like, no one starts playing guitar and they're Jimi Hendrix, you know, or Eric Clapton or John Mayer. You know, you have to really, really start. And I mean, I've been playing the guitar professionally for like 10 years and unprofessionally for about 17 years. And I'm not that good at all. Like I can play like 4 chords, and like, but my performance is the thing that I wanted to work on. I wanted to learn how to, any audience you put me in front of, I wanted to be able to work it, basically. That was the thing I wanted to work on.
Another rumor. Is it true that you grew up listening to pop punk band Fight Star?
Yeah, of course. Fight Star are great.
Oh,
I love Fight Star.
That really warms my heart, because I'm a pop punk guy myself. So it's
well, I've kind of, you know, I grew up. There was a magazine here called Kerrang, which was like the rock magazine, and that was my. I every week I got Kerrang. I loved Slipknot. I loved Tool. I loved Mudvayne. But then I also listened to like Blink-182 and Alkaline Trio and
oh man.
So that's, you know, and then Busted became a thing in England.
Yeah.
And then Charlie Simpson's from round here. Like he grew up like near me.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it was like a local boy done good thing. And then he started Fight Star. Their Grand Unification album was like something I had just listened to like nonstop for like a year. And they've been very influential. If you listen to Lewis Capaldi and James Arthur, and then you listen to the early Fight Star stuff, it's like, you can hear Charlie's influence in people.
And now the third music rumor. Is it true that Bruno Mars recorded all the instruments in your song Bylo?
Yeah, but Bruno records all the instruments on all his songs. He is such a perfectionist, and he will mix a song for like 2 months and like get it absolutely fucking spot on. But he's just a modern day genius, man. He's like
He seems like one.
He's such a talent. He's like an amazing drummer, an amazing pianist, amazing singer, an amazing guitarist. He's great. He's great. You'd be very impressed.
Okay. Last question. Now, if you're down with it, I've got a little bit of a challenge for you. It involves Czech language.
I'm in.
Okay. Can I send you somehow in chat?
Send it on the chat.
The sentence. Okay. I've tried to rewrite it so the pronunciation for you is a little bit easier.
Ahoj, já jsem Ed Sheeran. A prav what was that?
Okay, it's ahoj, já jsem Ed Sheeran a právě posloucháš můj nový single Bad Habits na Fajn rádiu.
Ahoj, já jsem Ed Sheeran a právě posloucháš můj nový single Bad Habits na Fajn rádiu.
This is awesome, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for making time for us, and hopefully new album soon, right?
Definitely, man. And I hope to be back in Czech soon. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you too. Have a great day. Bye.
Nice one, man. See you later.